Good day. You got a lot going on. You got UFOs now on the forefront in the news. Sleeping is saying you got 90 days to disclose everything you know to me about these unidentified flying objects. You got that? Listen, man, I know I hadn't made a video in a while, and there's a reason for that. And I'm working on me. All right, you got Kwame Brown. You know, hashtag Rabbits got the gun. Okay, there's no need for me to talk about that. There's no need for me to talk about the UFOs. My gosh, I mean, if you think life only exists on Earth at this point, we don't really have a whole lot to talk about. It wasn't really necessary for me to talk about Kwame Brown because he did a great job causing the havoc. He did all on his own. He needed no help from me. All right? Understand that those who will last will be first. You have heard that before. And I have many examples that I can go into to show how that's going. It's not necessary. I'm choosing very carefully these days what I choose to pay attention to. I saw Kwame Brown. I did. And I said what everybody else said. The rabbits got the gun. You know, you may not like his delivery, but apparently this guy has always been, quote unquote, conscious. I will say this about it though. You know, many of us old heads have heard this before. My grandfather used to tell me, walk quietly and carry a big stick. Apparently, Kwame has been quiet in excess of 20 years. And during the time that he was drafted, side note, you know, I was a big basketball fan there. And I can tell you, I cannot think back ever hearing any lengthy interview from this guy, ever, before the last year. Ever. Walk quietly, carry big stick. Quietness is not a sign of weakness, always. I mean, it can be. The guy with the biggest mouth is not always the toughest guy, and usually it's not the toughest guy. World Star is full of examples of that. The quiet people being messed with, and all of a sudden there's a can that's opened up on that ass. All right? So there's no need for me to talk about Kwame. Kwame did a good job walking quiet and carrying a big stick and then pulling out the big stick. And it turned out the big stick was a 50 caliber silenced machine gun. Who would have thought? You got reported mass shootings in Miami. You got a lot going on. You got things going on in Chicago. You got things going on in California. You got all of these things going on. You got things going on the internet. You got people going after each other on the internet. You got all of these things going on. You got COVID scam cover-ups coming to light. I put the link in the last description. I'm going to put that link in this description too, even though this video is not about that. It's just important for you to know that 2020 was about opening your eyes. You know? Having clearer vision. And 2021 is about why. Why? Nah, you don't get to just tell me I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. You have to explain why. and your why better be really, really good. The truth, the truth is served with us with a mixture of all kinds of stuff, right? And chemtrails every day. Richie from Boston's been talking about it forever. Flight Boss. Shout out to Flight Boss. I will also include a link in the description of one of his latest videos. It is not for the faint of heart. It is only for the listen. The link will be in the description. If if you don't like the song he starts off with, fast forward it and get right to the meat. I actually like the song that is at the beginning of the video. Usually I fast forward past the songs when people put songs in the beginnings of their videos, but I didn't fast forward past this song because it was catchy. All right, so I will remember to put the link in the description for that video as well. Yeah, UFOs. Yeah, Kwame Brown. You got Stephen A. Smith. You got Charlemagne the God. Put his toes in the daggone fire, you know, and lost an ankle. You have mass shootings and the attacks on guns. You got the attacks on people's mindsets. Think about the attacks on the mindset for a minute. All right. You know, a year and a half ago, you or I could not have ever imagined a reality where people would be walking in banks with masks on. Now think about how you were prepared for masks. You had the Masked Singer, whatever that television show was, okay, where all of your secret celebrities are singing and dancing. You got to guess who they are, and they're behind a mask. These are all of the nuances that were used to prep you to put your muzzle on. And a lot of you fought it, and a lot of you submitted to it, and a lot of you complained about people who had a problem wearing masks and talking about it. And we weren't trying to force you not to wear masks. I mean, it's your life. Do what you will. Well, all we were saying was, breathing your own carbon dioxide is not a good idea. That's all we were saying. We smelt foul from the beginning. We didn't have all the answers. We still don't have all the answers. Because every time I find answers, it just leads to 3 more questions. I'm just telling you. My cup is not full. I spend a lot of time in the realm of why. I get a lot of answers from a lot of areas, internally and externally. Internally is another video. This week, the astral experiences, that's another topic in itself. My gosh, all right? Woo! Oh, chills. Confirmation, all right? A lot of shadow work. At the blood moon, a lot of meditation. A lot of interesting things in the night sky. All right? Just a lot of interesting things in the night sky. A lot of interesting activity on the sun. Shout out to Gina Marie, I believe that her name is. A lot of interesting activity on the sun, and on and about and around the sun. Okay? There's a lot going on. So choose what you pay attention to. Flightboss did a video on and a link will be in the description. I mentioned it. And what he was addressing was, if you have a handle on things here, using the word consciousness, which, you know, I don't like to use that, or, you know, or any other the woke or any other the things that go along with that. But he's right. Those descriptions put you in a box, which means you don't really have a handle on things, you know, on a higher dimensions. Easily for you to be fooled and tricked and stuff like that. And I thank him for putting that out there, because that explained, so it filled in so many gaps for me, so many loose ends on questions I wasn't able to get answers to. The link that I will put in the video, if that is a subject matter that you have any interest of, it's going to fill in a lot of gaps for you, answer a lot of questions, and it's going to bring you to some new questions, which is good because new questions are always good. You're not stuck. You never want to get to the point where you think you got a handle on shit. All right, because just when you think what we said before, there's always levels to this. All right, so link will be in the description on that. Cocoon, well, caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly. Yeah, it was just taking time to go through the cocoon phase to get to the butterfly phase. The next series of videos, I may end up spending some time on just personal experiences in meditative states. So I had a good one a couple of days ago. I documented it via video, but I'm not really keen on putting that video up. I documented it just so that I could keep the details fresh. You come out of that, and if you go through your day, you sort of lose details. So I immediately grabbed the camera and sort of did a video for myself to keep the details of those projections or those experiences fresh. And right after that, I was led to Flight Boss's video, which filled in all the gaps that I was missing from the perspective I brought back, which was rich in itself. But his video just added mama's seasonings. Shout out to Kwame. Added the extra seasonings to sort of to bring it into a more focused perspective for me. So I appreciate your patience. Shout out to Roger Spur from Mud Fossils. Roger, I do have several videos and a whole collection of pictures where we used your water technique to bring out the colors, the various lights and dark colors of the stones. For you to examine, so I can use your perspective to help identify what I've got, because you and I have some talking to do, whether it's by email or whatever. Looking forward to that. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good day.